So first you're gonna start off with freshly washed hair. My hair has been washed and moisturized, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna oil my scalp. I have this oil mixture with some herbal blends. That's the reason why it's red. And after oiling my scalp, now it's time to part my hair. So what I do is I usually part straight down the middle of my head. And what I'd use to help make my parts nice and clean is I use some kind of like edge control. For this hairstyle, I'm gonna be using this Shine and Jam for braiders edge control. And I'm gonna slide that right on that part that I made. And then to make the part cleaner, I'm gonna run that comb right over the part one more time. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna part right over the top of my ear, straight across my head. I already did the left side, so I'm gonna do the right side just to show you guys. So you're gonna part from ear to ear, making sure that the line is straight. And a huge tip in order for you guys to get the perfect part or the neatest parting is to definitely use 2 mirrors. So as you can see, I have a mirror, that white mirror where I'm looking through, but I'm actually looking through that mirror and there's another mirror on the table. So that's how I'm able to see the back of my head. So have 1 mirror in front of you and 1 mirror behind you. And I'm also gonna show you guys how it looks real time when I'm parting my hair so you guys can see that it takes a very long time, especially if you wanna have the cleanest parts and you're doing it yourself. I think it took me probably about an hour to part my entire head. So just take your time, especially if you want clean parts. Just take your time. Practice makes perfect, but the #1 tip is to definitely have 2 mirrors to see what you're doing. Now that you've made that first part, now it's time to make that that part in half. That part in half. I'm gonna be saying part so much in this section. But anyway, so you're gonna part that section in half. And then after you part it in half, then you're gonna start tucking your sections away. So what I usually do is I just twist outside. I used to put like a rubber band or something to section it, but I find that just braiding it off to the side works the best. I just jump to the front because I'm able to see more clearly what I'm doing in the back. So in the front, I have my hair in 2 sections. So I have a left section and a right section. The left section and the right section will each have 5 braids. So I'm gonna do the same method of using my comb to part my hair. After parting my hair, I'm gonna use the Shine and Jam in my part. And then after I put the Shine and Jam in my part, I'm gonna chase it with my rat tail comb to make that part cleaner. And then after I make the part clean, then I'm gonna go ahead and just twist it away until I'm ready to use that section of my hair. Also, just try to make the parts as even as possible. Not everybody's head is the same way, but I find with my head having medium-sized braids, that 5 sections is perfect. I actually got this tip from Panda, Dope Panda. I'll leave her video below. I actually literally learned my parting from her video, and I'm also gonna reference another video that I learned how to do the parting below. These they showed on a client, but I tried to do it on myself, so I'm showing you guys how I part when you're doing your braids yourself. Now, I must say that I am not a professional when it comes to parting my own hair. I'm really good at just making my braids look good. So if you look at this video, you're gonna see that my parting is not even, and that's only because it's such a struggle just to see what you're doing when you're just working with 2 mirrors versus you literally standing behind the person and actually parting your hair. So after I have that back section done, the front section done, now I'm gonna go ahead and continue to work my way to the back, doing the same method, part on the left side, part on the right side, join the parts together and then tuck it away. By the way, if you see any red in my scalp is not bleeding. As you guys saw, my oil is red in the mixture, and that's because I put like some herbs that I purchased from Amazon, which I'll link below, in my oil mixture. So it turned my oil mixture red. So my scalp is not bleeding, guys. So don't worry, I'm not parting my hair that hard. That's just my oil, okay? For the back, I have a total of 5 rows. So right here, I'm just showing you guys just me continuing to part my hair. But if you are trying to copy off of the thickness and the amount of braids that I have, the back section is going to be 5 rows. Now onto the hair. So I went on Beauty Depot and I actually saw this hair. It's already sectioned, knotless braids. I got the color 1B30, and this is what it looks like. To complete the entire look, I used 2 packs and then 2 small, let me see how I can explain. So you see how 1 pack has 3 sections in it. So I used 2 full packs and 2 out of the 3 sections on the 3rd pack. And I'm just showing you guys what it's saying, what the benefits are for the knotless braids. But I will just give you my honest review. I am not a fan of this hair whatsoever. I hate the fact that it tangled a lot. I'm gonna show you guys that the sections that they have divided for you are not equally parted. So right here is just a close-up on how it looks. I do like the convenience of it already being sectioned out, so that does limit my time. You see it has those little knots on it, but each section is not equally divided. So you see like how this one is thinner than that one. But what I did was I used the thinner pieces at the start of my knotless, and then I continue to go to the thicker pieces. So that's what I did. The packaging does say to use 3 strands for the thickness, but I used 4. And right here, I'm just showing you guys how many strands come in one bundle. So it's a total of 29 on this bundle. I'm just showing you guys that I have 5 rows of 6. So you can see it's 29 in this bundle. And then I use a thread holder just to hold my pieces. So if you've never seen this tip on YouTube, here you go. Use a thread holder to hold your pieces. So this is what the hair looks like. And then I'm just gonna cut to me braiding the back of my hair. So I already did that bottom section of my hair. In actuality, this is literally the next day. I have a toddler that is very attached to me, so it's really hard for me to do YouTube tutorials nowadays. That's why I rarely post. So I already did the back section without recording because she was just all in my business. So I do apologize for not showing you guys, but I'm just showing you guys how I do the back. Like I said, I am not a professional, so these boxes are not equally parted or sectioned off. I'm just doing my best with what I can with the mirror behind me. But basically what you do is you part on top of the braid underneath. And when you part on top of the braid underneath, that braid that you form is gonna lie in between the parting below it. And that's how you give the illusion of, not the illusion, but that's how you have your braids just fall nicely where you don't see a whole bunch of parts. And then after you part that section, what I like to do is use some kind of edge control to the roots of my hair because it tends to make your hair look a little bit neater. You start off with your braid and then you go ahead and you grab one of the extensions and you just feed it in. So that's basically how to do knotless braids. You've probably seen thousands of tutorials on YouTube, but I'm just showing you guys how to do it here. So here's a close-up of me just feeding that hair into my natural hair, and then braid down a little bit and then feed again, braid down a little bit, feed again. Like I said, for the thickness of my hair, the packaging does say to use 3 strands, but I ended up using 4 strands to make it a little bit thicker. And I'm just gonna show you guys how badly this hair tangles. It was so annoying. Like every time I try to add hair, I just could not slide my fingers through. Like, it was a hot, tangled mess. A lot of times I had to use scissors to just cut through the knots. It was just very frustrating. But a major tip when you're braiding the back of your hair is to try to make that braid as centered into the middle of that part below it as possible. That way the braid is not like off center, but it's literally falling in between the braid below. So as you can see here, I'm literally dividing my hair in three, so it's equally in that middle of that box that I made, and then I'm gonna go ahead and feed in the hair, because sometimes, because you're working with the back, your hand is like shifted trying to get that braid, and the braid can end up being crooked. So try your best to when you're making your three pieces and you're braiding and you're feeding the hair, just try your best to get it centered. But anyway, I'm just gonna show you guys what one pack looks like. This is the amount of braids that it gave me for one pack. As you can see, like I said before, like, I really hate that it's just thin. Like, it's thick at the top, but it's so thin at the bottom. Like, I really dislike this hair so much. I would not recommend it. I like the ease. Look at the thickness of the braid, but then when you get to the ends, it's just super thin. It's just way too thin. Ugh, I hate it so much. But anyway, I'm gonna work my way to the front, doing the same method I did from the back, adding my edge control to my parting my hair to get that nice clean part, and then making my boxes. I'm parting in the middle of the braid underneath so that my braids lie in between the parting underneath. What I love about knotless braids is that it really doesn't give your hair so much tension. My edges are very precious to me, and I try my best not to have too much tension on my edges, and this style is just great for your edges. Right here, I'm just showing you guys a close-up of me doing the knotless braids, just getting my three parts together and feeding in the hair. I'm working slow motion. You see me just start the braid, and then I'm gonna add the extension. I try to get the thinnest extension out of the bunch, and then I braid down, and then I grab more hair, braid down, grab more hair, braid down, grab more hair. But I really love whoever created this method. Thank you so much, and I wish I knew who it was, because I will credit you in this video. But it's just so low tension. Like, I've been rocking box braids for a long time. That's very popular on my channel. If you look at my most viewed videos, it's always box braids, and you can see that I've done it with the knots, but the knotless way is the best way to go. You literally can sleep well at night. You just don't have to worry about your edges falling out because you're trying to grip everything. Like, is amazing. So I can never go back to having not box braids. Like, knotless braids is just the way to go. But as you can see here, you see that my parting is in between the box below. And I'm just showing you guys, I'm just adding some edge control to my finger to just help smooth it down. Again, like I said before, I'm just gonna stress it again, I am not a professional. I'm still learning and practicing, even though my braids look really neat. As far as the parting being equally parted, that's where I struggle. As you can see, some boxes are bigger than others. So for me, it just takes practice to just keep doing these braids so that, you know, each braid is equally divided, and it just looks like how it looks on Pinterest and Instagram and even the professionals on YouTube. So this is my last section right here. This is literally day 3. Like I said, my daughter just would not let me breathe. So this is day 3 of me doing it. This is the last section, and I'm so happy that this is finally done. Now, my last section, I'm not gonna line it up with the box to the right of me. I'm still gonna go with the box to my left, or even just looking at both boxes to the left and the right and parting in between, only because I am going to do a side part with this hairstyle, just because I have a big forehead and I really hate to do middle parts. So side parts look better on me. So I'm just gonna make the boxes still the same way, where I part on top of the box underneath. So again, just continue to do the same method until I am done doing my hair. So typically, if I didn't have a needy 19-month-old, this hairstyle can be done in about 5 hours. It does take about, I would say it takes about an hour and a half to do the parting, but the braiding probably takes about 3 hours. This is the final look here, but unfortunately with me it took 3 days to do, so I'm just showing you guys just how it looks, how it's just low tension, like it doesn't hurt whatsoever, and you know, my decent parting that I have here. Right here, I'm just showing you guys just how the ends look. I just really dislike this hair. I will still link it below if you're interested, so you can go check it out. I purchased this hair with my own money. I'm giving you guys an honest review. The ends were just so thin. I wish they were thicker, but I did like the convenience of the hair being parted. I actually purchased another pack from a different brand, so I'll do a review on that one as well. But I'm just showing you guys just how thin the hair looked. And I'm also gonna put how many braids I have in my hair. Here's the final look. This was for my 8-year wedding anniversary. I did go out to dinner with my husband, so I'm just showing you guys how it looks with me wearing makeup. I did make a short, so if you guys are interested in looking at the short, it will be the video before this one. Here's 2 more videos you can take a look at. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel, put on your notification bell, and like, comment, and share. Have a good night, guys.